Good morning. The beginning of the service, we will have zazen for 1 minute. Please put your hands together in gassho and bow.
Thank you. Next we have Sanghai, followed by the Bandhana Drum.
Please rise. On this 14th day of February, in the year 2021, at Taishoji Soto Mission in Hilo, Hawaii, we have humbly arrived at the occasion of the entry into final nirvana of our great benefactor and founder of the teachings, the original master, Most Reverend Shakyamuni Buddha. We have humbly prepared incense, flowers, lamps, and candles, decoction, sweet tea, and rare delicacies, and extend them in offering. We offer up the excellent merit accumulated thereby to requite His compassionate blessings. We humbly pray that the light of clear incense shall be completely bright, that the marvelous merit resulting from the practice and purification of four perfections shall be strong and ever abiding, and that we may obtain the excellence of the blessed one of six virtues. We go to the Buddha for guidance. We go to the Dharma for guidance. We go to the Sangha for guidance. Namu Kie Butsu, Namu Kie Ho, Namu Kie So.
Next, we'll have the Nehan-e and it'll be on the screen, and we will offer the incense during this. So everyone can come to the center, but when you return to your seat, even on this side, you have to come through this way because there are some cords on the floor. So when you return, just keep your social distance and come this way and come back to your seat.
Oh, actually, this time only a certain person.
So just keep that in mind when it's time for you. Right now, it's just certain people that are offering to see. heart sutra. This is the time when everyone else will begin offering incense.
beg the three treasures for their illumination on occasion of the entry into final nirvana of our great benefactor and founder of the teachings, the original master, the most reverend Shakyamuni Buddha. We respectfully celebrate the occasion. We have reverently prepared incense, flowers, lamps, and have extended them in offering. From our hearts we pray that all beings be guided by the Buddha's teachings and awaken to deep wisdom. May we in our wholeness realize the way of the Buddha together.
So that concludes the Nehan-e service, and now we're going to begin the Soba Kuyo service, the memorial for the deceased members of Taishoji. And we start with Shari Dragon.
Buddha turns the Dharma wheel, and reality is shown in all its many forms. All sentient beings are awakened and brought to great peace and joy. We sincerely seek the beneficent guidance of the three treasures. In observing the Tobakuya service, we have recited Sharidaimon, offered food, flowers, candlelight, and incense. We offer the merit generated thereby to
the merit generated by Betty Abe is dedicated to Kazumi Abe family, Inao Tanaka family. The merit generated by Catherine Fujioka is dedicated to Fujioka family ancestors, Fukuda family ancestors. The merit generated by Tatsuyuki and Lena Fukuda is dedicated to Fukuda family ancestors. The merit generated by Kinue Ito is dedicated to Shunji Ito, Double Ito, Rosario Ito, Kimi Ito. The merit generated by Takashi and Helen Izumo is dedicated to Nobuyuki Tamiko Izumo, Waichi Makio Shibata. The merit generated by Alice Kaneko is dedicated to Takeshi Kaneko ancestors, Kenichi Kutsunai ancestors. The merit generated by Howard and Ann Kawabata is dedicated to Kawabata family, Sato family. The merit generated by Lloyd Kawaoka is dedicated to Hiroko Kawaoka, Koichi Kawaoka. The merit generated by Mae Kurashige is dedicated to Fukuda family ancestors. The merit generated by Kusakori is dedicated to Onuma family ancestors, Ogawa family ancestors, Miyoshi Onuma, Harue Onuma. The merit generated by Linda Matsushita is dedicated to Tsunekazu Matsushita. The merit generated by Tetsuo Matsubara is dedicated to Tetsuka family, Monden family, Inada family, Yoneishi family, Akazawa family. The merit generated by Elaine Miura is dedicated to Miura family ancestors, Honma family ancestors. The merit generated by Shelby Miyazu is dedicated to Akira Shimizu, Tsuyuko Shimizu, Juzo Umetsu, Natsuyo Umetsu, Samuel Sanji Shimizu, Ichisuke Shimizu, Miki Shimizu. The merit generated by Rodney and Edith Nishino is dedicated to Nishino family, Onuma family. The merit generated by R. Ogata is dedicated to Ogata family, Manabu Ogata, Yoshiko Ogata, Hata family. The merit generated by Joanne Ohama is dedicated to Stella Sasabe, Richard Sasabe, Kiyono Shimizu, Bruce Shimizu, Tatsue Tsue, Fusae Miyamoto. The merit generated by Ronald Onoue is dedicated to Ota family, Onoue family, Umezu family. The merit generated by Masayoshi and Jane Onuma is dedicated to Yusaburo and Moto Onuma family ancestors, Haruo and Utako Yamada family ancestors. The merit generated by Shizue Sanekane is dedicated to Kakuichi Sanekane, 鶴よさねかね花をさねかねとしみさねかねよねこさねかね The originated by Mildred Sato is dedicated to Bob Masan Sato, Melvin Masaichi Sato, Matakichi Sato, Denjiro Sato, Mitsu Sato. The originated by Blake Shigi is dedicated to Ellen Shigi. The originated by Naomi Shigi is dedicated to Glenn Hideyuki Shigi, Kenneth Motoyuki Shigi, Kenji Shigi, Akio Shigi, Yukie Shigi Yamamoto. The originated by Larry Soma is dedicated to Soma family. The originated by Yoko Suzuki is dedicated to Suzuki family, Abe family, Onuma family. The originated by Walter Tachibana is dedicated to Tachibana ancestors, Sato ancestors, Ichinose ancestors, Kikuko Marumoto, Reverend Shinryu Akita. The originated by Daniel Takahashi is dedicated to Takahashi family ancestors. The originated by Albert Watanabe is dedicated to Akira Breki Watanabe, Nobue Watanabe. The originated by Naoshi and Kimie Watanabe is dedicated to Watanabe family, Fusei family. The originated by Satsue Watanabe is dedicated to Stanley Watanabe, Yukichiro Watanabe, Iwa Watanabe, Asano Ohashi family. The originated by Hiromu and Ellen Yamauchi is dedicated to Yamauchi family ancestors, Ito family ancestors. The originated by Tomiko Yoshimura is dedicated to Torajiro Yoshimura family, Fujigusu Nakai family, Katsumi Sakai family. The originated by Daniel Takahashi is dedicated to Abe family ancestors. The originated by Barbara Fujimoto is dedicated to Hirata family ancestors, Okino family ancestors.
From our hearts we pray that all beings be guided by the Buddha's teachings and awaken to deep wisdom. May we in our wholeness realize the way of the Buddha together.
Reverend Hata playing ukulele. You can follow along with the words on the screen.
So everyone, please rise.
Oh yes, please rise for this.
いも別れも抱きしめて生きてる今を愛してゆこう Gentle breezes blow and the little bird is sing Leave the water flow by so remember me Flowers of the seasons it always come and go Where is my dear one now? Where is my dear one now? In a single smile there are In a teardrop there are Precious meeting and sad parting for which I am blessed This very moment of life I shall love is all I have I shall love is all I have
Thank you. You may be seated. And next we have the sermon from Reverend Hata.
Good morning everyone, aloha おはようございます So we did the beautiful Nehan-e Nirvana Day service today. So Nirvana means the death of Buddha or the blowing out of the fire of the greed, anger and ignorance or state of perfect peace of mind. Since Buddha passed away on February 15, Soto Zen Temple have a Nehan-e service around February 15. And for me, February 15 is a very important day because it is my wife's birthday. And every time the Nehan-e service is coming, so the Nehan-e reminds me that my wife's birthday. So unfortunately, so I've never forgotten her birthday. And my wife was born on the day so when Buddha passed away. I sometimes think that so my wife might be like reincarnation of Buddha. So she is a very generous person, that's why. So anyway, so when Buddha was 35 years old, so he attained enlightenment. So ever since then, he listened to a lot of people's worries and saved them so for 45 years. When he was 80 years old, so he passed away under twin sarwa trees so near the town of Kushinagara. So just before Buddha passed away, one of the Buddha's disciples so asked the Buddha, "Please tell me, Lord Buddha, how should we live our life without you?" Buddha said to all disciples, "All my disciples, make of yourself a light. Rely upon yourself. Make my teachings your light. Rely upon them." So to make of yourself a light is called jitomyo. To make Buddha's teachings your light is called hotomyo in Japanese. So these are very precious teachings of Buddha. So first, to make of yourself a light, jitomyo, is to act spontaneously without depending on others. So Buddha taught the disciples that they should walk the path of their lives by illuminating their own light. So if you always depend on your parents, friends, or people around you, and then lose them, so you might not be able to live your life yourself. So it is a very dangerous situation to depend on others. So I think that the Buddha was worried about this and taught jitomyo to disciples. As a human beings, the time will come when we have to depend on others. But as Buddha said, we should try to act spontaneously, so without depending on others. So I hope that you will become a person who can act independently, so without relying on others. And next, to make Buddha's teachings your light, hotomyo, is to consider what is going on now and our own behaviors compared with Buddhist teachings and doing good for others. In our daily life, we sometimes use bad words or hurt others in anger. If we always live with Buddha's teachings, so we will be able to use kind words and judge things calmly. So jitomyo and hotomyo are always illuminating our heart, and the lights are emotional support for you. And in addition, Buddha taught us the impermanence of life through his death. Our life will end someday, but we normally don't think about it and just spend our time without treasuring every day. Now, I'd like to introduce you to a poem of a German poet. So this is a poem. So our life is like a lighted candle, burning and illuminating. The candle is getting smaller day by day. Nobody can stop the decreasing of our own candle. We can only decide where we illuminate and how we illuminate. This is the only freedom human beings are given. So that poem touched my heart. So our lifetime is limited. Someday the light of our life will go out just like the light of the candle goes out. But what is important is how we use the light of our own candle. So if we fight each other, we might create the fire of greed, anger, and hatred, using the light of our own candle. So this is not good. So we need to illuminate the light of compassion. So if there is a person who has lost his family or friend and is in deep sorrow around you, so please warm the person's heart by your light of compassion. So by doing so, the person's life will be easier than before. I'm always illuminated by Taishoji members' compassionate light and receive a lot of love. So I'd like to illuminate the light of my compassion to as many as possible from now on. And finally, what is your emotional support? So back to the teaching. The teaching of jitomyo and hotomyo are Buddha's encouraging words so which make your life enriched. So Buddha always watch over you. So even though he has passed away. So through today's service, let us reflect on your behavior, make of yourself a light, make Buddha's teachings your light, and illuminate others' lives. So by your light of compassion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was really great. So that concludes the service today. Now we just have some announcements.
Yes. Okay. So thank you very much for attending today's service and watching our live streaming. This concludes our Nehan-e service. Actually, next week we will not have our regular Sunday service. So following week we will have our regular Sunday service on February 28th. So February 28th, 9 o'clock, we have regular service. And if you're interested in Zazen, so 8 o'clock we have a morning Zazen from 8 o'clock. If you are interested in the Zazen and service, so please come. Okay, so thank you very much for watching today. Mahalo.